Hello, everybody. We are those guys you hate.
Welcome to the show that encourages you to be your best self by not being like us.
My brother and I hopelessly search for nuance as we wade through wacky segments and crazy conversations.
If you can withstand the insanity, you might actually learn something.
Tyler, what are you going to be discussing on this week's episode?
Ryan, on this week's show, I am here to stand up and give a voice to the disenfranchised heterosexual people everywhere.
Finally.
And discussing how, very soon, the word summer is going to strike fear in the hearts of people everywhere. What about you, Ryan?
Tyler, on this week's episode, we have fun with animal sex noises. Sorry about that. And what to plan for when you inevitably move to Miami on a segment entitled, Welcome to Miami. So, let's get into it.
I need your help figuring something out, Ryan, because I am torn between wanting to be a good person and wanting to be a full selfish person. When I go into a business, let's say Chipotle.
Let's just say hypothetically.
Randomly.
Sure.
Random hypothetical.
Right off the top.
And somebody holds the door open for me. Do you let that person get into line ahead of you, even though you have now walked into the building ahead of them? Or do you jump in line?
Tyler, great question. That's a great one.
I'm hungry, and I'm feeling kind of selfish when I'm hungry.
And they take a little bit. That's not one where you just fly right through there, you know? Now, the way that this works best is if you're in a duo. So somebody goes on ahead, stakes your place in line, and you get to do the ethical thing, hold the door open, let the person through.
Scapegoat.
Listen,
I like it.
I travel in packs. But that is a great question. I'm interested to know what you did. I think I know what I would do.
Oh, I jumped in line. I'm hungry. I need my burrito made. Yeah. I just jump in line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, did this happen today?
No, not today, but like a few weeks ago, I just thought of it and wrote down a note.
I'm shocked by this, truly.
Can I tell you something? And this is 100% true. I genuinely felt anxiety the entire time I was standing there.
I think you should.
However, not enough to make me move back in line.
There's a tipping point where you're like, hey. See, for me, I think it would just be the social etiquette of it because I am perhaps hyper vigilant of that. But also, it's the right thing to do because they were there first.
Definitely.
And then they did something nice for you.
Definitely.
And then you fucked them over, Tyler.
Absolutely.
Sure. How was the burrito, though?
It was delicious.
Oh, well, I mean, what are you going to do?
And the thing is if it wasn't for just enough shame to keep me from doing it, I could have sprinted to the door and beat them to it.
Yeah.
We both got out of our cars at the same time. They just got a closer spot.
That's it, man. When you're walking into a food place.
Yeah.
And you're doing the math in the parking lot of what's going on here. Man, I think this is really ringing eternal with people listening.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I would rather look rude than crazy. You know, I'd rather stand in the line ahead of them than run to the front door and look like a crazy person.
Sweating your ass off, hold the door shut so they can't get in. So let me ask you, this is my only other follow-up question. Were they staring a hole in the back of your neck? Because I would be noticeably perturbed, probably, in that situation, like really.
Definitely, and I would love to tell you one way or the other. However, much like an action hero walking away from an explosion, you don't look back.
Like the Joker in a nurse's outfit.
Yeah, and I was staring.
It really works here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I was staring at my burrito the entire time as I ate it. I did not look up from my meal.
You stayed there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
Yeah.
Tyler. No, you got to tuck your tail and you get the fuck out of there.
There
man.
was a part of me that wanted to rub that delicious burrito in their face.
That's terrible.
Figuratively.
We're learning a lot about you right now, Tyler.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I genuinely,
good for you, I guess.
I genuinely believe myself to be a good, empathetic, giving person. When I get hungry, I turn into, as you said, the Joker in a nurse's outfit.
As long as man,
a sexy nurse's
I wish
outfit.
I hadn't said that.
Yeah.
As long as there is no burrito involved, you're a deeply moral man.
Exactly.
Sure.
But once food gets involved, I'll sacrifice my firstborn.
Or maybe even a nurse's outfit.
Yeah, for sure. So how you doing today, buddy?
Hey, Tyler, what's up, man? Welcome to the
Welcome to the show. We're both hungry, but here to entertain you all the same. So we'll see how this show goes.
Happy to see you guys. Welcome.
I am here with my brother Ryan. Ryan, how are you this week?
I am doing great, man. All things considered, I'm doing just fine.
Fantastic. Ryan has, I know we've talked about it already, but I think another congratulations should be in order. Ryan has passed his yoga teacher training.
Wow! Congratulations!
Right on cue.
Our communication is not what you think it is, Tyler, where you say something and then watch me scramble to find it.
I figured we just nailed it.
What does he need? What does he want?
Yeah, but with editing, it's going to be great.
Does he want this? Thank you, Tyler. And I appreciate you bringing that up. They offered me a spot on the staff.
They did offer you a spot on the staff. One of only 2 people in a class of about, 15?
And I said to them, I also have a spot on my staff. And what's really exciting about that is not only, I was thinking when I left that studio, I got to get a membership. I don't want to let this place leave. You know what I mean? I don't know this to be true, but I think I now have a free membership.
Whoa, I like how you're saying that, even though you started it by saying, I don't know if this is true.
Well, I think if I teach there, I don't think they're going to make me pay to get in. So I think it's a big time congratulations.
Well, your payment is the teaching. You're never allowed to go there as a student. You just have to teach classes.
And could you do it through Zoom? We don't like having you in-house.
Well,
Thank
Ryan,
you, buddy. I appreciate that. That was nice of you.
Absolutely. Tell us about your joy, your excitement in this week's Depression Index.
I feel like I got it all out of the way.
No one cares.
What Depression Index is a machine that we built with our hands. We turned it up to let you know how down we are. Ryan,
turn up.
Where are you on this week's depression meter?
This week, Tyler, I appreciate you asking. You know, the thing is, it's so easy to just notice that we get caught in these free falls and we get caught in these rises. And it's so all-encompassing, it's almost feels hard to step back and realize that's just what life is. Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're bad. Either way, it's going to be different tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So this week I've been, up and down, just the same as always. Here's what I want to talk about.
The human condition.
I have noticed something really interesting, and you have done a lot more schooling in the self-help community than I have, so perhaps you can help me. Chronicled a million times on the show. People standing in front of me at the gym is something that grinds my gears, Tyler. It's a trigger for me.
You need that mirror.
That's it.
Yeah.
It was put there specifically for me. I don't understand what... I'm doing a joke here.
Yeah.
But the truth is, I know that the best way to handle that when somebody steps in front of me at the gym is to walk up to them and say, hey, do you mind if I use this mirror with you? Hey, no problem. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That, I can sit here in this chair and tell you, Tyler, that is the right way to handle it. Do you agree?
Yes, or you could work on not needing the mirror at all,
You sound like an idiot, Tyler. I mean, can we cut that? Write that down.
Empathy only goes so far.
What did you just say?
Enlightenment only goes so far.
And sit there with my thoughts?
Yeah, sorry about that. I apologize. I went crazy for a moment.
Here's the thing. My ego gets so involved that I have not yet been able to deal with the anger in a way where I could go talk to somebody in a way that I know would be beneficial. This is embarrassing that I'm saying this on national radio, but it's true, and I don't mind exposing myself.
No, you do not.
No, I do not. No. So what's your thoughts on that? I know what's right. I know how I should handle it. In the moment, even knowing all this information, I'm having trouble taking my ego out of it, letting go, as it were.
Sure, and I think that's a great point. I think that part of this is perfectionism, because when we want to be better in our actions when it comes to interacting with other people, things that trigger us, like you with the mirror.
Where my triggers at?
We are...
What?
Nothing. We are worried about, man, what if I go up there and I don't handle it correctly? What if I try for this specific thing, but then I go too far and do this specific thing? And that is, in essence, perfectionism, where instead of worrying about getting it right, just do it. And then you walk away from that experience, and then you can empathetically analyze it and go, okay, what would I like to change about that?
Okay.
Much like any other skill on earth, we practice it and we get better as we do it.
Okay, then that's great information. For me, my face betrays me because I have an arrogant tinge to me. And I'm saying tinge to keep it nice.
Yeah.
My face can be so deadly, and I don't want that, and it betrays me. And the issue is that it is my own insecurities. Like, oh, does this guy not know? Again, this isn't something I'm proud of, but it's real. Does this guy not know how important I am? How could he do this to me? And that's all my own insecurities.
Sure.
That's my own thoughts.
Yeah, but don't worry about your facial expression as long as you're not walking up and mean mugging him. Walk
I do.
up. I
got the dead eyes.
Let your
Cold dead eyes.
Let your words and your actions speak for
Okay,
you.
thank
You
you.
don't have to worry about your facial expression. You'll walk away, and no matter what your face was doing at the moment, if you handled it in kindness, that's all that will stand out to people.
Okay, I think that's great advice, genuinely, and that's why I come to you for this. And the kook alert twist at the end, and you tell me what you think about this. That feeling that I have inside of me, that roiling, that ego, I think in some weird way that draws people to want to do it, even subconsciously. Not like I'm going to screw this guy over. There's something about sticking it to a guy with an arrogant face who's exposing himself.
The exposing yourself might be the issue.
Yeah.
There might be some people out there like that, but remember, those thoughts are just us projecting onto other people.
It's real. I've already told street producer Lenny we're going to do a scientific experiment. Tyler, this week, thank you for going through that with me. I'm serious. Like, put cameras and we could just gather data on how likely somebody is to come stand in front of you. Almost like that thing where you take longer to get out of a spot when somebody's waiting.
I don't do that. You people who do that are monsters. When you're in a parking spot and somebody's behind you, back the fuck out.
People love power.
That's
People
stupid.
love power. That's it.
Try loving kindness. It's so much better.
It's harder. It's very hard, Tyler. It hurts. I have to deal with things in my own psyche, and I say no.
I have the power to not deal with those things.
By sitting in this parking spot. That's
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
All right, this week, let's all bring it down. We're getting too crazy here. This week, I am at a 3. 1, 2, 3. Recognizing these things is embarrassing, and it's hard, and it hurts. But over time, it's very helpful. It's releasing some of the pain.
Definitely. Yeah. The first point.
Now get the fuck out of my way!
The first step to solving the issue is acknowledging that there is an issue.
And it's embarrassing even when you're admitting it to yourself. So,
Yeah.
well, it's a mitzvah. All right, switch over so you're big.
I'm waiting for you to introduce me.
Tyler, how you doing this week, my boy?
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, look at that.
Straighten
man.
it up.
That's beautiful.
I'm doing all right this week. I have restarted my stand-up classes. Thank you.
Brava.
And I'm really running into that insecurity that I have where I don't have a mental block when it comes to writing. I have an act on it block where I have such trouble just forcing myself to sit down and just write something. The insecurity that comes up. I wish, no, I don't wish, but I wish that hypothetically you guys could see me, although I would be so embarrassed, where I have such an obstacle, such a roadblock in front of me when I try to write, that last week when we started, I was in my room and I'm like, all right, shut the video games off.
When you started what?
The stand-up class.
Okay.
And it was the very next day and I'm like, all right, I got to write something. So I was playing video games. I said, no, I'm going to write now. I shut the video games off and I just like meandered around my room
For the audio audience,
like a zombie.
Tyler has open palms, 90-degree elbows, and he's just kind of moving back and forth like an automated character from Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, like I just dropped my baby and
There
now
it is.
I'm shocked by what
My
I just
baby.
did. Oh,
Maybe the dingo ate my baby.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
True story,
so
by the
you just
way.
meandered around the room. You got nothing done.
I just walked around my room and then at one point I just sat on the edge of my bed and just stared off into space.
Wept.
I
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah.
Crying's very hard for me. I wish I could do it more openly.
That takes time.
Yeah.
Even shutting all that stuff off, that's a step in the right direction. Not to make this about me, I'm having this exact same experience with the yoga stuff. This big thing is coming up on Friday. I have to write a sequence.
Yeah.
My body says no.
Yeah.
My body and my mind say no.
Yeah.
This is very important to you.
Nay.
You need to get it done. A week of practice would be great. We're not doing it, pal.
Exactly.
Yeah, sweat it out.
And this is the exact same thing that happened. I've done it twice already. The last 2 times. I did it both times. I did really well at the shows. My second show was infinitely better than my first. I noticed
Way better. It
huge,
was awesome.
huge improvements.
You crushed.
But I did the exact same thing. I didn't finish my writing my set until the week before, and I didn't practice it full force until like a few days before, until the anxiety built up so much, I was forced to do
It was either that or die.
Yeah, exactly.
And you weren't sure which way to go.
And that sounded pretty good. Sounded pretty good.
So I don't have to do it?
Yeah, so it's just this thing where
I'm there with you, bro.
I know I have this skill and I'm so scared to act on it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And when I feel those things, I run away to the gym. I'm just like, fuck it. I'll just go work out and just go lose myself in whatever's going on over there.
My problem is I run away to my video games, which is where I'm already at. There is no running.
Shorter commute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the shortest migration.
My gracious. Well, Tyler, you're doing a great job. Just what you said to me, the awareness of it, that's a step in the right direction. Is there an answer to this?
I just have to keep doing my best.
If we could bottle, what is it? Is it motivation or is it beyond motivation?
It's self-doubt. It's
I got that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people do. It's self-doubt and talking down to myself in a certain way and believing that I can't do it. And this is where the parenting thing comes in that we talk about all the time, where when your kid says, I can't do my homework, this is where you step in.
You stupid fuck.
Exactly. You lovingly tell them they're a stupid fuck.
I gotta kick you again?
You lovingly tell them, yes, you can, and then you work with them to help them figure it out.
Doing homework sucks so bad.
It sucks.
It sucks so bad. It's just as bad as you remember it, even when you're an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe worse.
Yeah, and if you were like us, where when you were a kid and you were doing it and you did everything in your power not to do homework, you're still doing that as an adult. That hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, but back then, Mom would do it if you waited long enough.
That's fair.
Dad drew all those pictures for our projects, and he crushed. He's very good.
You think she'll do my stand-up set for me if I wait long enough?
Oh, dude, if she had enough red wine or enough white wine, yes, she would.
She probably would.
Hey, I just want to say one thing.
So I just have to keep trying my best.
I support you.
And thank you. And
we're going through the same thing right now.
Yeah, agreed.
We really are.
Agreed.
We both got big things coming up, and we're not going to help ourselves at all.
Big stuff coming up.
I'll write your set, you do my sequence, and I think we'll be good.
No deal.
Trading places.
Yours sounds more physically active and no dice, buddy.
Yeah, I got you.
So this week I am at a 5.
Spin
1,
that.
2, 3, 4, 5.
I won that, so.
Real piece of garbage. All right. Let's go to break. You're going to help me figure out my comedic set. It better be fucking hilarious.
Take my wife, please.
And we'll be right back. What? Hey, everyone. If you're anything like us, you've struggled with depression, anxiety, isolation, or any number of things that hold you back in life.
Or do you procrastinate a little too much? Maybe you've had trouble with self-control or even just going through a tough time. Regardless of whatever it is you're going through, therapy can help.
For me, Ryan, it's completely changed the way I deal with my problems. Even the relationship with my own thoughts have improved dramatically.
And that's why we're excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is so important to us because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area.
BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you up to a professional therapist in as little as a few days.
It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. Go to betterhelp.com/thoseguys or click on the link in the show's description. Clicking on that link not only supports us, but supports you.
And we want to support you too by giving you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp to connect with a therapist and see if it helps you.
Finding the right therapist is so important, someone that you really connect with, and BetterHelp has made that easier than ever. Switching therapists until you find the right one without having to worry about insurance or any additional fees.
You know, Tyler, when I first had my son, I felt so many emotions that I had never experienced in my life. Therapy really helped me figure out what was going on.
Well, that is betterhelp.com/thoseguys. Help the show by supporting the people that help us.
Those guys.
Welcome to the show that's addicted to brake fluid, but can stop whenever it wants.
You hate.
To my left, Tyler Russian Nesting Doll Menendez. Tyler, how you been being?
Is that a joke about how much thinner I'm getting through over the months?
No, it's actually about how you're full of yourself.
Those guys you hate.
And we're back.
Hey!
Ryan, that shit was hilarious.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Tyler.
you.
I hope you can deliver it with the same panache, with the same joie de vivre that I delivered it
You
with.
basically turned me into Carrot Top. I don't know where I'm going to get all the props, but we'll figure it
And
out.
how do you keep pulling them out of there?
Well, Ryan, let's jump right into a very familiar segment that is going to make your lives so much better. Hear ye, hear ye.
It's canon in the show that is my favorite. If I had to distill one sound that I loved about the show, it's that. I mean it too.
Of course, it has to be the one that hurts if I do it too much.
Well, I hadn't thought about that.
Ryan, this is a very simple one. This is not even going to be a very long one. And you will recognize what I'm saying. And I think this will really connect with all of you out there. For this week's Hear Ye, Hear Ye, no business that serves food is allowed to name the items on your menu something that I refuse to say.
Oh, yeah, that's a bummer.
There is a burrito place down the street
Sure.
that has a burrito that looks fucking delicious.
Okay, and you've never tried it.
I have never tried it because I refuse to order the Poppy Hibachi. I'm not going to do it.
You know what,
I'm
Tyler?
not calling you Poppy.
Tyler, just go in there and say, I'll take the steak and shrimp. I do it every time.
But there's other little things in there, and I don't want to guess at what's in there. I just want you to make me the thing that's on the advertisement, but I'm not reading those words.
That's the only thing that I've had there. Am I right, Poppy? You know how badly I've wanted to have a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity, and I've just never been able to muster the confidence?
Can you even say it like under your breath? Yes, I'll take the Rudy Tooty, please.
You hold the menu and you're like, I'll take that. And they're like, what? I'll take that. What is it? What do you want? I can't.
No. That's a fighting action.
What is it?
If
You say it. I can't. I forgot my glasses.
If you force me to say it, I get to hit you with the menu.
Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity.
Ryan, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I feel like when we discussed the world was better when people didn't know that at some point you're going to have to announce your email in front of other people in a line.
Yeah.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I mean, if you said it and you do the hear you hear thing, we got to do what we got to do. But what enjoyment do Denny's waiters get from life other than hearing people say Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity? That's all they get. You know what I mean?
Is that Denny's or IHOP?
It's Tyler. Tyler, you're focusing on, this is it. You're focusing on the messenger instead of the message.
I think the reason why they were staring at you so weird is you were ordering a Whopper at McDonald's.
Sir, this is a CVS. Stop exposing yourself.
Yeah, there are so many things out there that I could be trying. There are ways that I could broaden my horizon, things in life that I could be tasting, the ambrosia of life. And you assholes out there are keeping me from growing as a person because you insist on naming your items horseshit.
Poppy Hibachi.
Poppy Hibachi. The Poppy Hibachi looks delicious. I'm not going to say it.
Do you remember how long I tried to get you to call me Sloppy Poppy and the whole thing just fell on its face?
Because
the history repeats itself.
Because of the connotations that come with sloppy poppy.
Is it the sloppy? Oh, never mind.
It's more the sloppy than the poppy. I'm going to be honest with you.
There's a thing about false advertising. All right, fine. No more any of those things. Do you have another one other than Poppy Hibachi? This could be a funny thing to look up.
I can find another one for Weekend Review because that just gives me an excuse to go get another burrito. I'm fine with it. Hear ye!
Beautiful. Who would have thought that sweet chili ginger sauce on top of steak and shrimp would be delicious? But it is.
Oh, yeah, I would get it on with that burrito.
Tyler, I have a quick question that I want to ask you. It involves food, so I think the segue could be fine right here.
Okay.
I just have a quick question.
All right.
Hypothetically, you're leaving the gym, okay? You got dirty hands.
I already hate this hypothetical.
Gym is a disgusting place, right? It's like walking around in a urinal.
Yeah.
But what you have...
I've caught myself with my fingers in my mouth after the gym. It really makes me... I'm like biting my nails and getting that germ in my...
And then you realize what's happening?
Yeah.
And you chop your mouth off?
Yeah.
So the only thing that you have in the car that you have packed to eat, because you got to get those that protein in, is soft-boiled eggs, right? Soft-boiled eggs, the mop of the food world. Like it is... like a.
Well, you eat yours cold.
As opposed to what?
Hot.
Yeah, I don't
cold,
like that.
it changes the consistency of it.
I like
totally.
it. It makes it more like a meat. But you will agree that a hard-boiled egg is not something you want to drop on the floor and then pick up. It's like a piece of ham. It's just taking everything that's on the floor.
Yeah, it's basically a sponge for germs.
It is exactly right.
Yeah.
So my question to you is this. Are you eating those hard-boiled eggs with your fingers dirty from the gym, or are you putting hand sanitizer on and then eating the eggs?
Well, I would more bob for apples and just
Okay.
eat it out of the container like a horse eats oats out of a bag on its face.
Not unlike a pelican.
But if I had to choose, I would do hand sanitizer first.
Interesting.
Let it dry off enough and then eat it like a horse.
This guy drinks his eggs. That is what my son said, but I don't take down an egg in one bite. That's just too much for my gullet.
What do you mean in one bite? What are
I
you talking
bite
about?
it in half. I don't just drink it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't do the hand sanitizer first?
I opted for the gym dirt instead of those chemicals.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
That's why I brought it up. I thought it would shock you. Those chemicals scare the shit out of me. Microplastics scare the shit out of me. I'm very scared of that stuff.
Sure. Well, they're already inside of you. There's nothing you can
sure.
do. And this shocks me as much as hearing that you reused a disposable coffee filter. Reused a disposable coffee filter after pulling it out of the garbage. That's how much he needs coffee. And I actually don't judge you for that.
It's weird that you put that at the end after completely judging me for it, and I didn't know we were telling the show.
Well, it's like
Tyler.
saying no homo after touching each other's penises. It really just it denies everything.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So, and as a matter of fact, there was just a test where, like you said, they found microplastics inside 100% of the people surveyed.
Yeah.
100% science experiment is, I don't think I've ever heard of that in my life. So
Yeah.
we're living out the Fallout timeline, but just in a different way than we expected.
Yeah, instead of nukes, it's just microplastics slowly eating away at us.
That's it. It's an internal nuke.
But are you saying that you're getting microplastics in the hand sanitizer?
No, I'm
because there might be.
Those are two separate. Who knows what's going on in
Yeah.
that hand sanitizer?
Sure.
But I'm just saying, all these chemicals and all these things that we've introduced to make our lives more convenient, which you can't argue that they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
They're also causing us to cancer at a precipitous rate.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, Ryan, before we go to break, I actually have, if you don't mind, hitting me with one more congratulations, because we've got a huge congratulations on this show.
Wow! Congratulations!
Ryan,
Always too loud.
It has been months. It has taken a long time to do this, but finally.
He's pulling something out of his pocket. And whenever there's something physical in this room, it's terrible for the other person. It's never good. I hate it when you get something. I hate it.
Well, let me just say.
You look too happy.
I'm so sorry for this. Congratulations to me, because.
Wow! Congratulations!
Asshole.
Thank you. Because roughly 5 months ago, I lost my big toe. I kicked it off of my foot. I kept it as a souvenir, as a show souvenir. And audience, you will be happy to know that it has grown back. Hold on, let me pull it up. Look at that big toe. That is a...
I take my headphones off to get you out of my head, and you're still there.
That is a fully grown big toenail right there.
Did you keep the toenail? Is that what you just had in your hand?
Yeah. Look at that thing.
I will not ever.
See?
Ever.
There you go.
You should get
And it's got this really long piece on the side. It went deep into my toe.
You should get that put on a necklace.
Oh, that's a good
You
idea.
should get like a gold chain with that on it.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like a shark tooth.
Or maybe in like a protective case. I can display it for the show behind me. Yeah, they get really hard.
I don't. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could tell this about me, but I have trouble with other people's pain. I hide it moderately well, but
You do.
It's flaring up inside of me right now.
Yeah, for those who don't know, I kicked the edge of my bed.
Tyler!
Like directly on, and my sorry buddy, and my toenail like came off. I'm done. Let's go to break.